Welcome to Kids Go Sports! Let's go!
The sun baked the red clay, turning the court into a furnace. Olivia stood at the baseline, her knuckles white as she tightened her grip on the racket handle. Sweat tracked a path down her temple, but she did not wipe it away. She shifted her weight, toes digging into the gritty surface, eyes locked on the girl across the net. The air felt heavy, charged with the rhythmic bounce of rubber on dirt. Her opponent tossed the ball high, a yellow blur against the blinding sky. The racket swung. A sharp crack echoed off the surrounding fences as the serve launched. It whistled across the net, a low, give her tennis racket, screaming arc that defied gravity. Olivia moved, lungs burning, feet sliding into position. The ball struck the earth just inches from the white chalk. It kicked up a violent puff of orange dust, obscuring the line entirely. The bounce was erratic, spinning wildly toward the fence. Olivia froze, her racket held mid-air, waiting for the whistle that did not come. The silence that followed was louder than the hit itself. The dust cloud settled, leaving the white chalk line exposed. Olivia looked down at the spot where the ball had landed, her heart hammering against her ribs. She looked toward the chair umpire. He was leaning over his desk, squinting through the heat shimmer, but he slowly shook his head. He had seen nothing. He called the ball good. The game did not continue. It stalled in the thick, humid air. Olivia stood motionless, her racket drooping slightly at her side. The opponent across the net had stopped moving, her shoulders rising and falling in quick, shallow breaths. She looked at Olivia, her eyes wide and darting, searching for a reaction. The spectators in the stands leaned forward, their collective breath held in the sudden vacuum of the match. No one spoke, no one moved. The opponent shifted her feet, biting her lower lip, her gaze fixed entirely on Olivia. The referee sat back, his arms crossed, waiting for the play to resume. The pressure became a physical weight, pressing down on the court, turning every second of silence into a jagged, sharp-edged demand for resolution. Olivia took a single step forward, then another. The clay crunched under her tennis shoes, a sound that seemed amplified in the quiet arena. She reached the sideline and knelt. Her fingers brushed the surface, sweeping away a thin layer of dust to reveal the faint, circular indentation left by the ball. It was clearly outside the white chalk. She looked up. The opponent was watching her with a desperate, fixed intensity, her hands trembling slightly at her sides. Olivia shifted her gaze to the spectators. Dozens of faces were turned toward her, waiting for a sign. A win would keep her in the lead, securing the advantage she had worked for all morning. But the mark was undeniable. She stood up, the weight of the decision pulling at her shoulders. She looked at her racket, then back at the indented clay. The silence stretched thin, vibrating with the unspoken question. The pressure was a physical heat, drying her throat and slowing her pulse. She held her position, caught between the desire for victory and the pull of the truth. She looked at the opponent again, seeing the raw anxiety in her eyes. The choice remained held in her hands. Olivia raised her racket, the frame catching the sun. She pointed the tip firmly at the indented mark outside the line. "The ball was out," she said. Her voice cut through the stillness, steady and clear. Across the net, the opponent exhaled, her shoulders sagging in immediate relief. A low murmur rippled through the spectators, shifting from confusion to surprised approval. The point was awarded to her friend. Olivia stepped back from the line, the tension in her chest finally easing. Before the game could restart, the coach walked onto the court. He moved with purpose, his steps kicking up tiny puffs of clay. He gathered the two children in a tight circle near the net. He pointed to the scoreboard, then to the baseline where the mark still remained. "Winning is a goal," he said, "but honesty is the foundation of every player." He looked at each of them, his expression firm. The crowd fell quiet again, listening. The coach patted Olivia on the shoulder, turned, and walked back toward the sidelines. The match was ready to resume. The air on the court felt different now, lighter, as the two players moved back to their positions to continue the game. The final point was decided in a quick volley. Olivia missed the return, and the match ended. She did not linger on the loss. She tossed her racket aside and sprinted to the net. extending her hand. She high-fived her friend with a wide smile. The opponent beamed, returning the gesture. The spectators stood up in unison. Parents and children clapped, the sound rising into the late afternoon air. The sun dipped behind the trees, casting long golden shadows across the court. Olivia stood in the center, looking toward the stands, her head held high. The narrator spoke as the light faded. Honesty makes every champion stronger. Today's challenge is to tell the truth, even when it is difficult.
Yay! See you next time on Kids Go Sports. Bye!